Hey everybody, it's the Awesome Pod. We're back on video. We've got all of us here. We had no Diana last week except for a brief cameo. But we're all back. Here we are, and we're all
Eric
in
Roberts style.
yeah
I'm
Eric
screaming.
Roberts, Eric Roberts cameo. But we're here, and we're back on track. We got the typical Dynamite and Collision this week. No pay-per-views this week, thank God. It was too much content. It was too much.
It was a lot. And
I could not tell last week what happened where, what happened on what show. There was 4, 8, 10, 12. There was 16 hours of AEW content in 1 week period. That's a lot of shit.
Joe Bob's over here too, waiting for his moment.
Joe Bob.
Yeah,
you can sit here and make commentary.
No, I'm just going to come in for Collision.
Okay, JB's a collider. He's a collision guy.
So he's a collider, so he's going to be the Eric Roberts today.
So let's go and get started. So we'll delve into Dynamite. First off, how have you guys been? It seems like forever since we've all had a long chat. So
I'm good. We're at Silver Stream this weekend. That's why we're here. We just wrapped up a little while ago. It's pretty cool. It's run by the Ice Nine Kills dudes.
Okay, cool. Where is Silver Screen?
Boston.
Okay, cool. That's fun. Brendan, where are you? You look like you're somewhere about to get run from Leatherface.
Yeah.
Oh, sounds zesty. I'm at a thing called Carnival de la Lune. It's like in Pasadena, Glendale, and it's like this really fun, creepy carnival thing. And I'm literally sitting in a corner across from the quesadilla truck. It's great.
There you go.
Talk about dedication.
We get shit done. Also, a quesadilla sounds amazing.
I know. Trust me. I am looking at that thing over there. And
Sometimes you just need to get a quesadilla.
But the lights of the truck are also hitting just right. So I'm like, I love that.
We love it for you.
Yeah, I have very creepy lighting in my home. We are so
this is all the light in the whole hotel room.
The light. Somehow Brendan's in the middle of a field and he has better lighting than I do, which is not.
Quesadilla truck.
No,
quesadilla truck. That's all you need.
It's perfect. We have stage lighting for me, and then for Diana, we have 2005 snuff movie, and then for Johnny, we have Unfriended 3. So
yes. It's so true.
It's a vibe.
It's a vibe. So Dynamite took place in Indianapolis. Diana, you were there, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't go this week.
You did not go to Indianapolis.
I'm going next week. I'm going to Cincy.
Cincy, okay, Moxley country. Cincinnati, famous for they currently have a COVID lockdown in their downtown area, which so people, I guess for a week now, people haven't been downtown in Cincinnati.
I did not know that.
Very
exciting.
Very, very strange times we're living in. So Indianapolis, Diana wasn't there, but you know who was there? About 6,000 other people. I watched it on my TV. Was everybody
on my computer?
Okay, was everybody able to everybody caught Dynamite this week?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Let's dive on in then.
So I'm going to bring up my my kind of my third place moment that happened, and it was what led the show off. Orange Cassidy comes out, and they're expanding Orange Cassidy's role here a little bit, where he's doing a lot more solo talking. For the first 4 years of Dynamite's existence, Orange Cassidy kind of only spoke in a group setting around the best friends, or it would just be a short interview where he said one word. He's getting some mic time, and I think he's thriving. He even now has a catchphrase, which is my name is Orange Cassidy, and I do not have a catchphrase.
Exactly.
Good for him. But you know what he does have? He has 2 half-ass last-minute bandages taped across his head. So
He's
that
in
was
pain,
the first.
Brendan. You
What?
have no. He's in pain.
Hater.
Clearly not. He kept running his mouth.
Oh my God.
Are you hating Orange Cassidy?
I will not tolerate.
I'm just calling a spade a spade. I have nothing wrong with him, but just,
I will not tolerate Orange Cassidy slander. I will say, Orange comes out. He's still kind of getting the stink eye from the Blackpool Combat Club as Moxley comes out to take on AR Fox, who kept his job in spite of a lot of backstage heat that I'm understanding from his.
Do we have gossip?
Well, so AR Fox did not tell AEW allegedly that he didn't have his passport for Wembley until very late, and that's why they had Swerve Strickland kind of turn on him, which I thought was maybe a bit rash decision. But AR Fox takes on Jon Moxley, and Orange Cassidy kind of teases that he might not be done with Jon Moxley and vice versa. I like this for Orange. It makes him, even in a loss against Moxley, I think it makes him seem like a main eventer, which I think is good because I think he actually is right on the precipice of being in that spot, where he could consistently main event pay-per-views. Your thoughts, Diana?
Agreed, man. That's in my top 3 too. I love Orange. I love this for him. Him coming out without the belt though, it's like not used to. No backpack.
It felt a little weird.
So weird.
It was different.
I love seeing him talk. He's so blossoming. I think he's starting maybe to get a little bit more respect than he had. But for the longest time, people were talking shit, and I did not get it. I feel like now that he's doing his promos by himself and whatever, what's left to hate on him about? He's fucking the whole package.
Yeah, I know. I think, and Brendan, I think you coming in as kind of just seeing Orange Cassidy, for the first time under a year ago, people kind of viewed him as a comedy act, strictly a comedy act. And he kind of was in that, even though I think he did or was about to win that title, that international title. He was still kind of considered a comedy guy. As we're seeing him grow into being, less comedy oriented, more action oriented. Do you like it, Brendan, or do you miss silly Orange Cassidy just doing silly shit?
I like what he's doing now because for me, it's different. I came into this and he was doing silly shit. Now he's doing more serious action stuff. So I like it. So if he keeps switching it up, I'd say every 6 months or doing something different, I'll probably continue to like it. But if he starts doing the same thing over and over and over, right, you know what's going to happen. He's going to get roasted. And that's up to him,
I believe in Orange Cassidy.
I love that.
I hope other people believe in him too.
I love that Orange Cassidy. I know Tony Khan does. And at the end of the day,
I hope he believes in himself.
Yeah, I really do too. That's all we can hope for anybody, really. So, what's one of your moments, Diana?
I'm looking at my notes.
Okay.
Talk about myself. Well, I know MJF's on there, right? I'm just trying to remember the.
Well, hold up. That needs to be discussed. That is my first notes, capital letters, exclamation points. Why, for the love of fucking God, did MJF talk for 30 minutes?
Well,
he
Brendan
wouldn't shut up.
He's the world champion. He's the world champion.
He was up there and he just kept going. And normally, he'll go for maybe the max 10 minutes. Oh my God.
Was it actually 30? Do you know, Johnny, how long it was?
I don't know the exact time. I do know that the MJF Samoa Joe segment did run. It did run on a while, but yeah, I liked it. And here's the thing. AEW was in a super weird spot because a lot of their talent was going to Bray Wyatt's funeral. I know a lot of people didn't. A lot of talent didn't make it back in time for the show. So they
I
probably
know a lot of talent took a flight directly from there together, like private, to be able to make it, which I admire and respect that.
That's super cool.
One of them was Claudio, but I still don't like him.
Well, Claudio seems like a very nice guy, and you need to give him a chance.
No, fuck that dude.
I will say, I say all that to say this. They probably needed a segment that was a little stretchy. And so I think this is where this MJF Samoa Joe promo comes in. I got to be honest. I thought they did a really good job setting up like the future match between MJF and Samoa Joe. I will say I didn't love MJF's promo here. I thought
Samoa did definitely at least hold his own, which is a lot against MJF. He usually just knocked it out.
Also, Samoa Joe did a thing that I thought was such a pro move. He was getting a lot of a big babyface reaction, and he immediately shut it down by shitting on the crowd, shitting on the city, because he knew that he needs to play the heel in this, and he did the right thing. He didn't get drunk on the applause. He basically was like, I got to turn this around and get some heat. And he did. And then that gave MJF way more of a babyface reaction and got the heat back on Joe. So I thought it was a total pro move. I liked the promo. I did think it was a little long. And I thought MJF's kind of his roasting, he could do better than Samoa Doughboy. And, you know, from a comedic standpoint,
laughing at that though. He hasn't seen it. He's chuckling. Wait, I don't have the note of what he said. He said something that had me fucking cracking up. Do you remember the first one?
Yeah, it wasn't all bad. I just didn't think
I'm going to find that note.
Let's see. Let me look at my notes here.
He had a couple. One just fucking had me on the ground, just to the point that Doughboy was like still funny, but I was trying to stop laughing from the first one.
Yeah, let me see. Oh my God.
Exciting pod television. Right?
I know. You guys, this is not going to be cut out in post. You guys are just going to have to.
Let's just say MJF was hilarious.
Yeah. This is why the fans listen. They want that.
Is it? Different. They want to scrolling through my phone.
Yes. And they're going to, next thing you know, it's going to be some catchphrase or hashtag. It'll be like, what's my mood? Darcy scrolling through her phone. Yeah, that's a mood.
We also should mention that the crowd did at one point chant "Tiny Dick" at Samoa Joe.
Oh my God! See, it was a great promo. What are you guys talking about? Look, here it is. Part of my notes are on Twitter. Oh Lord, I'm dying over the ice cream truck thing. Yes, he said something about like, I think you only came out because you thought my music was the ice cream truck music.
That was funny.
Good, man.
I also like Samoa Joe's.
I was laughing residually from my butchering of it.
That's awesome.
How powerful it is.
I also love Samoa Joe's retort where he was like, yeah, the last time I was around an ice cream truck, I was on the top rated show on the other channel or the other company's network, which is true. Twisted Metal on Peacock.
Yep.
So I thought it did the job, and I didn't think it was bad, but I did think it was long. I think Brendan has a point. It was long.
It was long. Samoa Joe definitely added the tahini spice that you needed, but like it just kept going. It was like,
what would you rate that segment by itself?
2.
Ooh, out of
or
5.
1. Honestly, like a 1.4 if we're doing
it. Dude, you with the ice cream truck. What's wrong with you?
I thought it was.
That's where the 4 came from. The 0.4.
It would have been a 1. I thought it was solid. I would go with like a 3.5 probably. And you know what part of it is? I love Joe and I love MJF. I don't know if I love them together necessarily. I don't know. It's a weird, you know, at the same time, I'm like, who else do you put them with? You know,
I know.
I don't really know.
That's a lot of shit, man. They're trying to figure shit out now.
Powerhouse Hobbs.
Get the fuck up here. He's back there making
comments. Joe Bob's being a peanut gallery back there.
Yeah.
I love that.
There's no chair or anything.
So, what is the second favorite?
Okay. So we already did. Mine is Orange Cassidy.
Okay.
And it's Mojo. But hello, how have we gone this long and not mentioned Les Sex Gods?
Well, that was my first match that I liked.
Yay!
Yeah, we should definitely talk about that. This is, and it gets even better on Collision. But we'll get to that. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. So Les Sex Gods, that's Chris Jericho and Sammy Guevara taking on Aussie Open. I got to be honest, feel bad for Aussie Open. They had a lot of momentum, and then they went against Cole and MJF, and now Jericho and Sammy Guevara, and they're kind of just credible opposition to get losses right now. But that's fine. They're young. So part of what I like, and Diana, I want to get your opinion on this. We're heading right towards the Sammy and Chris, ultimate blow up, and I'm not going to Collision's its own thing. Jericho and Guevara get the win here. It's about a 10-minute match. But Jericho ends up colliding with Guevara on the ring apron. And then there was a near fall, and then Jericho gets the Judas effect. But Sammy Guevara, he's being a bitter Betty about this collision. Now I'm conflicted here because I like Sammy and Jericho together. I like that Jericho has a person in AEW that's kind of like his ride or die. And I think it helps Guevara to be associated with Jericho. So I'm a little hit and miss on this because maybe give them a run for a minute as a tag team. I don't know how to feel. Diana, what are you feeling?
So many emotions. I already lived through the breakup of JAS. Yeah. And now we have, at least we're holding on to Les Sex Gods. And now they're going to fight too. No, guys, just Sammy. Clearly Jericho wasn't purposefully disrespecting you. Just get the fuck over it. Get along. I'm going to be actually at the match where they go against each other. I don't know how I'm going to feel about this. I'm so with you. I love him being the ride or die. I love them being together. Their little adorable poses and their hugs and shit. All that was for nothing. Get along, guys.
That segment was more dramatic than a Housewives reunion. I was just waiting for them to announce the Ryan Seacrest. We're gonna sit down, do a recap. I was waiting for them to announce that, but this never happened.
We need Ryan Seacrest intervention.
We too, don't we?
No, it's him on the couch talking to them, and then But
come on, guys, work it out.
I have to mention, I love Tony Schiavone at the end of the segment being like, I'm sure they're going to be able to patch this up.
I love I get faith in them. I do too.
Oh, Tony. It was, I should mention also, it was a really good match. I thought.
Yeah, yes, duh. And they got the win. I love the win. I'll take it. It got overshadowed by the drama, but the win, for a minute, I was high as a kite.
Was this number one for anyone here?
Woo-hoo!
Okay, I can't. Can you do that again? I couldn't hear you. You didn't seem that excited. That seemed like fake. It just seemed like it just didn't. The woohoo it wasn't hitting it for me.
Oh my God, Brendan.
Wait, what? Are you saying that it didn't hit it for you? Or are you reenacting?
No, dude, I'm reacting to you. You have to do the woohoo again. I thought you were a fan. There we are.
This is
please.
I gotta be honest.
Go look at my tweet about it. It's just
I saw your tweet about it.
That's my pure raw emotion. I was excited, man. I'll take the win over Aussie Open. Yes. Thank you. Oh needed that so bad. But then we have the confliction right after. Wrestling is so tears me apart, man.
Yeah, this actually was not even in my top 3. This Jericho Guevara thing. Although I did find it notable. I thought the most notable moment for me was the showdown between Swerve Strickland and Hangman Adam Page.
Okay, so that is on my notable list because it was good too. It was in my top 3. I don't know. But they're my hero and villain of the week. Spoilers, because this was fucking hardcore. Explain it, Johnny.
So Hangman comes out and he talks about, again, I mentioned it last week on the pod. He talks about winning that battle royal and donating money to Chicago Skull Foundation, completely unironically that CM Punk gets fired, and then Hangman Adam Page wins a battle royal and then donates the money to a Chicago charity. I'm sure they didn't mean that as a shade at all. But Hangman is out there talking about it. Talks about how he was a high school teacher in Virginia.
I didn't know that. That's amazing.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's a real feel good moment. And then Swerve Strickland comes out, and I got to say, Prince Nana dancing injected directly into my veins. Prince Nana he's a real one. Swerve comes out and probably cuts. It was just a very heartless, callous promo, and I think it works for Swerve. He was mean. He called Hangman fat, which I thought was a nice touch. He's like, you got that big you got that fat contract, and you're probably eating pretty good too, as you can tell, and it shows. Points right at his belly. I'm like, listen, Hangman's in tremendous shape. We should all be so lucky. But Swerve got his point across. And if you look at the ratings, this segment, the ratings for Dynamite went up 20% during this segment. Wow. People are into Swerve and they're into Hangman. And I said it last week, I would not be surprised if Swerve Strickland wasn't in the main event of a pay-per-view as soon as 6 months from now. Wow. I'm on the Swerve train hard. I think he's...
Joe Bob is back there too.
Yeah,
I like Swerve quite a bit.
Yeah, I think he's the future, man. He's very talented.
I get why you guys like him, but I don't like the meanness. He's mean to my boy Hangman. He actually prompted me after CM Punk made comments about Hangman's merch not selling and Swerve backed that up. I had to go buy some Hangman Page merch.
Well, you are nothing if not supportive, Diana. And
well, you do what you gotta do. So what's okay? So I'm trying to think with Swerve. Like I wonder. Well, no, because there's the one. I mean, it's a collision thing, and y'all know I am very excited to talk about this. So keep going.
Okay.
So that segment was the end of my notable moments. I will say though, Darby Allin and Nick Wayne were in the Grand Slam main event. Darby won in 17 minutes, and you could tell these guys have wrestled in some gyms before because they put on a banger of a match. Really good stuff. And obviously Christian joins on commentary, and Christian was being full frontal Christian, as we would call it. He was doing his thing. And they talk about Darby versus Roderick Strong next week. And Christian wonders out loud, what happens if he doesn't make it to the match? And then we'll talk about that a little bit on Collision. So any other notable moments that we have missed that we should talk about?
Brendan!
The audio for Judas when it was playing in the background with Chris seemed different, but also I don't know. That's just me thinking it.
That is notable.
That was a thing. Music. I put it in my notes. I was like, the audio, it wasn't bad. It just sounded different. But again,
maybe they got inspired after the Wembley thing. It's like, let's mix it up a little bit.
Yeah, I was like, oh, it's the remix. All right. I was waiting for Mary J. Blige.
I know. Is this the Dead Mouse remix of? Of Judas?
What's
happening?
I was waiting to hear Megan Thee Stallion come on, Nikki, Cardi. I was like really hoping for it. But
somebody drop some bars.
There's time.
You get Fozzy. You enjoy it.
You get Fozzy and you get Fozzy.
Yeah, but imagine Fozzy and then all of a sudden you hear like, yeah, it's Nikki. And I would die.
You never saw the pay-per-view one where he brought in the choir to sing it. Well, you need to go back.
No, I thought you showed me the video. You showed me the video, I think.
Oh, did I?
Like, yeah.
It's a step towards that anyway.
We're getting closer to Nicki Minaj and Fozzy collaborating.
I cannot wait.
The world's been clamoring for it.
The world's been waiting for Fozzy and Nikki to, throw Cardi B in there. Yeah. Who knows?
Look, if they can do a song with Nicki and Lil Kim in the same song, that would not only blow up, but it would also top like the trending stuff for that week. Because no one's gotten those two on the track together. But anyways, I digress.
How crazy would it be if Fozzy was the linchpin to bring them together? I'm gonna guess that's not happening. But
hey, you never know. Never doubt the power of Fozzy.
It's pro wrestling. Well, we don't know what's going on. I thought.
What do you guys rate this one, and what do we use?
Out of 5, I'm gonna give it 3 30-minute speeches.
What?
30-minute speeches. 30 fucking minute speeches. That's what it's gonna be rated off of.
It's fair. It's fair.
I'm giving it 3.
Yeah.
3.
3.
Oh,
yes.
3.
Because I had to wait 30 fucking minutes for stuff to happen.
Wow. I'm not going to be. I'm not going to be as bullish as Brendan. I thought it was solid. I'm going to go with 4 TED Talks on this one.
All right, I'm going 4 1/4.
Solid. Okay. Yeah, it was solid, but after the 2-week period they've had,
I know it's a little. They had so much going on. I honestly, both shows this week felt a little bit down, but they have to be. They can't all be like double pay-per-view weeks, I
gotta be honest. I've watched so much wrestling in the last 2 weeks that I didn't even want to watch wrestling. I'm like, I'm gonna have to do this. This is a job duty. But when it was on, I still enjoyed it. I'm just saying, 16 hours in a week, I was a little burned out. But I thought Dynamite was solid. I really did.
I'll take it.
I'm gonna wander to a quiet place.
All right, we're bringing in our special guest for Collision now. Oh wait, are we doing a tour?
Brendan's taking a walk.
No, I'm taking a walk because all of a sudden a lot of people started walking over in my direction, so we're just moving. But yeah,
okay.
That's something. That's pretty cool shit.
Looks pretty fun.
Yeah. Now I'm here.
I love that you just took a break in the middle of a fun evening to be like, we got to kick this podcast out.
Listen, you do what you got to do. Now, dude, I wouldn't do it.
Exactly. Now we're making this work. We just got done at our con. Said time to we had to run up here, watch Collision, and then do this. So that's why I Joe on this because I made him watch with me.
I wonder how many people, if they actually found out that you guys were on FaceTime, you know what I mean? If I don't know, how many people freak out.
Oh, you're at the convention. People will be.
No, it's not a convention. Wait, hold up. I didn't notice this, guys. Let's check the audit.
Oh.
Okay. Anyways,
that looks. It looks
kind of. Only listening to this version, go check out the YouTube version so you can see the Chucky truck.
Kind of looks like an ice cream truck. I'm surprised Samoa Joe's not. Surprised Samoa Joe's not running after it right now.
Yeah. Exactly.
But yeah, so Collision.
Joe Bob, welcome. Joe Bob, welcome to the show.
Thanks.
Our local Collision expert, Joe Bob Briggs, and really the unofficial 4th co-host of the Awesome Pod at this point. We got to say, Collision is definitely more fresh in my mind because I watched it very, very short time ago. I watched the Raiders play. They got the W. And then I watched Collision. So Collision took place in Cleveland, Ohio. I don't know why I had to say it like the end of the Sublime song, but we're live in Cleveland at the Field House. They haven't changed the form, even though I know CM Punk had a lot to do with the formatting of Collision. They've kept it in place, which I appreciate. They have the kind of opening sound bites with Penta and stuff. I dug that. I'm going to go ahead and start off with my third most notable moment, and it happened with the Chris Statlander versus Robin Renegade match. Now, first look, it's Chris Statlander taking on Robin Renegade in a TBS title match. Not a whole lot to think about here. We know Chris Statlander's probably going to get the win.
Over Robin Renegade.
Renegade. And hey, let's not forget she had Charlotte Renegade in there too, in her toe. But the most notable thing that happened is we had, as I predicted, the return of Jade Cargill. And Jade Cargill
I'm going to jump right in there. Yes. Her outfit, it was giving 2016 Britney in Vegas doing the Piece of Me tour. It was awesome. She was glowing. I am very excited for this.
Aww. And I'm glad she gave us a chance to miss her because we were so burnt out for a while. So
and that's how you do it. Like, you don't be on there all the time. You come away, and then when you come back, everyone's like, "Oh my God, you're back."
I had a weird sensation happen when Jade Cargill came out because I was very excited to see her. And then by the end of the segment, I was almost kind of over her again. So I don't.
He was a bit coffee.
Yeah, I don't know why, but she came out and I was like, oh, cool, Jade. And then by the time she was done, I was like, oh, Jade.
Yeah.
JB, what do you know about Jade Cargill? Have you seen her before?
I don't know anything about Jade Cargill. I was not really into that match. Can I just say that, this Collision started out with when they do the challenges at the beginning where each wrestler says, you're a jerk and I hate you and I'm gonna
you're a jerk and I hate you.
Then they were 4 of the lamest promos in the history of AEW.
He was making a lot of jokes.
They were, in 45 seconds they had 48 cliches in the 4 promos, and then the promos didn't get better all night long, making me think, now when CM Punk quit, did all the writers quit in solidarity with him? I mean, when he was fired, did all the writers quit in solidarity? Because they had no promo writing on this whole show. All right, I just wanted to make that as a general comment.
Wow.
It's like all of the promos sucked.
Wow.
I don't remember a single one.
I like Big Bill.
Big Bill, that was better. Fine.
That was a suck plus.
Yeah. Suck plus.
Suck plus.
Big Bill.
I will say I do have a note about that opening segment. Darby Allin is a cool dude. He seems like a cool guy. I don't know. They managed to make him in that opening segment promo. That was the most uncool Darby Allin's ever been. It was
exactly.
Yeah. It was just the most corny bullshit. And I'm like, really? He's one of the guys that seems cool. He doesn't seem like some old carny weirdo. He seems like hip now and cool. And they made him come off like a carny weirdo. And I'm like, man, you gotta do better. And I will say this Collision seemed like it was really thrown together.
It does. I am not super impressed by this Collision, to be honest.
Yeah, it's maybe there was a worse one or maybe a few weeks ago, but this one was pretty bad.
But
understandable. They're going through a lot of shit right
now. But to get back to your original question, I always look forward to the women's matches, and I'm almost always disappointed that they don't, they don't seem to develop the storylines or the excitement that the men have, and it seems like it seems like they haven't discovered the I don't know, the element that makes women's wrestling different from men's wrestling, because they're just doing the same thing that the men do. Whereas if they could get something specifically evil but female, you know, to inject into it, it would be better drama. You know, because like in real life, men use guns and women use poison, and so there's a different vibe to like hatred and betrayal and all the things that wrestling is concerned with.
So cliche. I will use a gun.
But I occasionally use guns, but it's but in general,
you wanted to spice it up.
Yeah, just get something going. It's like I never
think
feel
they're
like
working on it. I think they're doing okay.
They need to.
They don't have an MJF, much less an MJF worthy opponent in the women's division, I think.
Yeah, and I think part of it is you kind of got to have more than one match on TV
each week.
Each week, you get these little backstage segments with Saraya, and I could go on and on about Tony Storm's new character. I think it's the best.
You like it?
It's the best part of the women's division right now.
I agree.
Really?
Yeah.
No, I think it's kind of fake.
Well, it's very fake, but I think I like it. It's fun.
Dude, her chin up, tits out, and look for the shoe. I loved it.
So, okay. Yeah, for Jade, I mean, Jade was honestly like in my notes. I'm like, I think I better there. Yeah. Return of Jade with a heart, and then Brittany outfit style. However, there was one kick that she did towards the end. And it kind of looks real. It kind of looks like she fucked up and actually kicked the girl because her foot kind of shuddered a little bit. And I was like, there was a moment I was like, oh, maybe she actually kicked her. But
yeah, I don't think you're supposed to kick somebody in the face and then stomp on their face at the end also, which she definitely did. I was like,
it's something about it. I was like, it doesn't look.
She's on the practice.
Yeah, she's rusty. I'll make a prediction. If you're excited, if there's raggedy bitches out there that are excited to see Jade Cargill, be prepared to be disappointed.
Why?
You're going to be sick of Jade Cargill in 2 months.
We'll reassess in November.
This is the prediction. I think Jade Cargill looks great. I don't know that she's ever gonna be it. I really don't. So we shall see. I hope I'm wrong. I do hope
I'm wrong, but I have a sneaky suspicion you're not.
I'm already sick of Saraya.
I refuse to comment on this matter. Blasphemy. Carry on. What's the next?
Joe Bob firing shots.
I like Saraya, man.
I do too.
I don't think she's very, very exciting.
So
I don't love her as a woman, but
are there other
like
matches for this one that you guys liked? Because honestly, that was the only one where I was like all about. Like that was Jade and that was crazy.
Really?
Well, that's not a very good reflection of how Collision went then.
I know. But I'll tell you too, I'm struggling too. Like my top 3 is like, well, I guess, main event was cool. The fucking Darby Luchasaurus thing.
My favorite part of the whole night was the continuing surrealistic exploration of the mind of Miro.
Oh,
in this case, through his wife's promo.
Yes,
and the ending of it was Miro looking up at the promo and saying, "You are not real."
Yeah, it's. I gotta say,
whatever the writer of this particular promo is consuming, I want some of it.
Yeah, this is
it's all pure off the cuff from the heart.
This is pure. They had an ayahuasca session before they wrote Miro's wife's promo. That that's CJ Perry. That's CJ Perry, who is Miro's wife, formerly Lana over in WWE. I thought that promo was one of the most bizarre pieces of business I've seen. I love that it was so serious. She was so serious. And then she's like, "You renounce your hot and flexible." I'm like, oh, okay. That's where we're at.
You renounce your God. What is it? It's his God, his wife, and there's something else too. He renounces about 4 things in order to concentrate entirely on the zen of wrestling.
Shut up, Joe Bob. You're not welcome.
Yeah, he read the Tao of Jeet Kune Do like 150 times and was like, I got to get serious about this. Yeah, it was. I will say that actually made my list of notable things. Was the Miro's wife promo? It was fucking fever dream-esque. She was very, very animated too. She was talking with her hands. It was.
Oh, she was selling it.
It was so strange.
There's trouble at home, man.
I know. To bring it, they got to bring it.
They should have had her in the kitchen at home.
What?
And I'm waiting for him to come back.
I don't like.
Oh, Joe Bob. This. Let's mention something I liked. I thought the Samoa Joe and Penta main event from an in-ring standpoint was pretty fucking good. Samoa Joe got the win. Talk about 2 guys that know how to make stuff look real. They were feeding them in.
Because it is real.
That shit was, I forgot. This is all real. That shit looked very, very good. And then obviously Joe's going to that tournament final against Roderick Strong and a shitty neck. So
I love Roderick Strong with this shit, man. He's still the crazy ex-girlfriend.
He's committed.
If I can back up just a minute, I have to say Samoa Joe in a couple. I know it's tough for Samoa Joe sometimes to work with people because he's so big, you can't really knock him over, or he has to help the other wrestler a little bit. And but there were a couple of holes that he had that just looked totally lame. Like he had the guys. He had his hands on his wrists and he was pulling his arms, backwards a little bit, and sort of standing there there was no struggling by either man.
But
and it's like
pulling your arms back a little bit. Totally uncomfortable.
It was like bicycle. It was like handlebars. So I mean, even though I like the match. No, I like the match. But there were a couple times where it's like, did you zone out? Are you resting?
Rest holds. They were doing a rest hold.
I think him a lot, so maybe he did need a rest.
I want to ask. Go ahead.
Yeah. No, I was going to ask what you guys were going to rate this. The whole show. I'm just curious. Like,
honestly, I think we are at rating because there's not a lot else to talk about, right? Like, this was not.
I do. Before we rate,
Before
we rate, I want to ask Diana, what did you think of the Dark Order vignette? I know as a big Dark Order person, they kind of did a throwback to the original days of Dynamite with the corny recruiting. Do you think that's a step in the right direction, or are you not into that?
I don't know. I think I'm into it. Like, I like them no matter what. I love the corny recruiting. I was always like, join Dark Order. But their funness has been cute too. So if they can find like a hybrid, then I think that'll be perfect. Because they are the Dark Order. They shouldn't just be frat boys, like, being silly. Add some darkness in there too. I think it'd be perfect.
What happened to QTV?
What do you mean? They're still doing that, right?
I have not seen QTV in a month.
Really? Well,
Yeah,
I know that the people from it have been out there, but have they been called QTV?
I think they might have scrapped the whole angle.
No way. That's so fast.
Very strange. Joe Bob, you were about to say something.
I had another favorite moment, and it was when Bryan Danielson was on the mic.
Yeah, actually, good point.
And he was talking about.
Thank you, Joe Bob.
Well, the first thing he said that was weird is that he had promised his his daughter that when she turned 7,
he would begin.
I will start finishing up my career. Well, first of all, it's like there's like 3 or 4 variables in there. Like it's really hard to tell exactly what kind of vow that was that he made.
I don't. And I'll finish when she's 18.
And then he quotes Dylan Thomas. He says, "I will not go gently into that good night." And then
mythology references.
And then the rest of his speech are like 3 references to Greek mythology, including the Cyclops.
Yeah.
And the slaying of the Cyclops, and it's like, wow, where did Bryan Danielson go this weekend?
He also had the ayahuasca. I should mention when he said, "I'm gonna start when she's 7 and she's 6," and you could literally see some of these fans counting on their hands.
Yeah. Is that one?
I think we only have 1 year left. I was like, this is just fucking A. Yeah, this whole episode, I was like staring into the darkness of my ceiling, going, "What the fuck am I watching?" It was so weird.
I keep thinking they're going to step it up now. They're going to step it up now. The next, they're going to have somebody, they're going to have Stadium Stampede. Something's going to happen. And it's just never
always be Stadium Stampede.
I know, but it's never quite.
Oh my God. Yeah, this show, as I look at my notes, this show was a fucking train wreck.
Yeah.
I will say that though. Yes, not their best episode, but at the end, I'm not unhappy I watched it. It's still fun.
Yeah.
It still
has the campy fun.
Oh, it was the most unintentionally hilarious thing I watched all week. It was so many absolutely bizarro moments. And I gotta say, this show is gonna miss CM Punk. I'm saying it right now. They might not miss him backstage, but when he's on, the show feels a lot more important than it does now. So,
and I hope they figured something out to like stand in for that, because it's true. Like he made Collision, so I'm kind of sad on that point of view. Now it's just like Dynamite Light, sort of.
It's Rampage. It's Rampage Plus.
It's Rampage, which, by the way, okay, after we rate it, well, whatever. Jericho's shout outs on Rampage. He mentioned horror movies yet again. Like we should have like a segment counting down or fucking just noting his horror references. Like, how many did you get, kind of thing. Like I remember there's Dream Warriors, there's Pet Cemetery, Basket Case, I think. Like he did quite a few. So like my whole point of watching Rampage now is to see how many horror movie random references he gets there. Was this Pinocchio this week or was it last week? I don't know.
No, it's this. I think it was this week.
Was it? So like,
I think it was this week.
That makes me so excited. Like I love having a horror geek commentator.
Yeah, I mean,
so that actually, I feel like Rampage over.
Well, yeah. I mean, all right. So if you were in charge of like making Collision better, what B-list talent would you elevate to the A-list?
Here's what I would do. I would book Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks on Collision every week. I would have them work both shows. I would have FTR on both shows. I would push the Bullet Club Gold to a higher part of the card. I would push Jay White. I think
they seem to not like to put people on both shows because
they're gonna have to figure that out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but
I would
I think it's going to change a little. I think before they definitely didn't want to because CM Punk didn't want that. So maybe now they're just like, well, whatever.
Or push Swerve Strickland to the top of the card and have him on Collision every week in like a main event kind of role. But it's going to be hard to replace CM Punk, man. He's an icon.
And it's like, but it seems like the current strategy is Samoa Joe 24/7.
I know there's been a lot of Samoa Joe,
and he's supposed to be on Ring of Honor more than anything. So it's
let's see.
Yeah, and Jade Cargill's not saving this show. I'll tell you that right now. So, I don't know what I did.
I mean, 2 weeks ago we were saying, Collision is just so hot. It just keeps.
Yeah.
It keeps getting better and better.
Yes.
How quickly.
Well,
fucking CM Punk, man.
You can't always have a hit after hit after hit, but it is what it is. Next week, I hope they're better. Is this one? I'm giving them a 1.
Wow!
Oh fucking God! Wow!
I said what I said.
I kind of agree with you, Brendan. I was going to say 2, but
wow, these are the lowest ratings ever.
It's definitely low.
Yeah. Wow. I should mention before I rate this, CM Punk having the real world title added some credibility to Collision having like their own champion. And now what the fuck are they fighting? It's like a bunch of guys fighting for, I don't even know, All
right, Johnny, I have to ask you this question. How many belts are how many AEW belts are there?
Okay, let's break it down. We have the AEW World Title.
The fact that you can break it down is startling to me. Okay, go ahead.
AEW World Title. That's the top one.
That's biggie.
Okay.
Then I would say the second one, now, since Moxley holds, it's probably the international title. Okay. Then I would say the TNT belt, which Christian / Luchasaurus hold. They share it. Then there's the tag titles, the AEW tag titles, FTR. Then there's the women's title, Saraya. There's the TBS champion, which is Chris Statlander. Then you have the Ring of Honor titles. Ring of Honor world champion is Claudio Castagnoli.
That's 7. That's 7 belts.
Ring of Honor television champion is Samoa Joe. Okay. There's something called the Ring of Honor Pure world champion, which I think a New Japan wrestler has right now. There's the Ring of Honor tag team titles. That's Adam Cole and MJF.
Good Lord.
There is
basically everyone gets a title.
I forgot the trios titles.
Oh yes.
That's held by the Acclaimed and Billy Gunn. Then there's a Ring of Honor trios title. It's too many fucking titles.
We're way into the teens.
Too many times.
That's nuts. Actually, I hadn't thought about that.
And by the way, I'd like to remind everyone, because they said it 3 times on the show, that Zack Sabre Jr. is the greatest technical
wrestler. I got
Zack Sabre Jr. for some kind of demonstration of technical wrestling.
I gotta say, when Bryan Danielson was out there and he was like, I'm calling my shot. I want to take on Zack Sabre Jr. I was like, who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
I'm like, I thought he was going to call out Roman Reigns or something.
He's good technically.
Yeah. I mean, technically, that's a good wrestler, but
technically, he's great.
Yeah. I was like, oh my God. What was the old Hustler ratings where I went from fully erect to quarter erect after he said Zack Sabre Jr. Yeah, it was. Anyways, okay, so we got a 1. Mm-hmm. Joe Bob, what did you end up going with?
I'm a 2. I'm going to get the last match. Yeah,
I'm going to give it a 2 as well. And Diana, what are you giving this one?
3.
Diana, The glass was half full.
Person in the world.
How Saturday the 3 is optimistic.
I'm screaming.
Wow.
Oh.
So in conclusion, you can skip this episode of Collision
right.
if you have seen it.
I would ask this question.
Yes.
Will any of us remember any aspect of this night's Collision in 1 week?
No.
Probably not.
No.
Other than Jade, I'm not like, and even then.
It's just sort of being Darby. It's funny-ish.
All I know is
I mean, Luchasaurus beating up Darby in the garage, throwing it up against.
So we got that. That's
maybe.
Yeah.
Well, let's ask in a week. Next week, let's make a note.
Crawling to the ring.
Yes.
Crawling doing this, and the announcer saying, "Oh, this is going to be a forfeit because he's never going to make it to the ring."
Joe, I don't like you.
No,
this is the lowest. I can't believe that Collision has this low of a rate. I'm honestly shocked.
Right, because I don't think you
it's my favorite one.
Never rated Dynamite this low, right?
No.
I've never been this bad.
Also, I should talk about real quick. Ricky Starks and Big Bill kind of attacked Brian Danielson was going to let Ricky Starks join the Blackpool Combat Club, and Big Bill attacked him. Here's the thing: is Jon Moxley? Is he a babyface now? Because Ricky Starks is a heel, and Big Bill are heels, and then Moxley saved Danielson, who's clearly a babyface. I don't even know who the fuck the good guys and the bad guys are on Collision right now. I have no idea.
Not black and white, Johnny.
Well, this gray area is stressing me out.
Oh, yeah, because as I'm sure the wife of Miro would tell us, we live in an existential universe.
Yeah. Yeah, I was expecting a Big Bill to see Jon Moxley and just say, "You're not real. You're not in front of me." Pretty bad episode of Collision. But I digress. So real quick, I know we're all it's late. We should talk about talk about awards.
Oh yes, please do. Okay, John Holmes, Dick of the Week Award. My choice.
JB, guess. Who am I going to pick? JB, guess. Give one guess.
Swerve.
Girl, is your name JB? Is there Paul?
Well,
I
only saw. Let's see. I only saw Collision. I guess
the writers.
In terms, the writers. The writers are the dicks of the week.
Yes, they are. Honestly, I wasn't. Huh?
It's
MJF.
Absolutely, you hit it on the nose. But now that you mentioned the writers, it's honestly a tie. It is a tie with those two.
Wow, you guys! Oh my God, John, who you got?
I'm actually going to go with Swerve, but Swerve in the best way possible. I thought he was
a great dick. That's
everything you want in a heel. Swerve was on Dynamite this week, so he was a fantastic dick.
Yeah, yes, he was. Dewey Riley, Hero of the Week Award. My choice, Hangman Page. Donating to them teachers.
What about Jade? She's a hero for just coming back. That's all we want.
Oh my gosh,
Boo. Boo.
Hero of the week. Hero of the week. Miro's wife.
I knew you were going to say that.
Because she is hanging in there, staying strong.
Yeah. I will say
disavowed.
I don't think she's my hero of the week, but I do think she took a heroic dose of mushrooms before she cut her promo. So good, good on you, CJ.
I like her.
She definitely went for the 15-gram handful of mushrooms before she cut that promo. My hero of the week, I gotta go. We didn't talk much about him. I gotta go with Darby Allin because. Boy, oh boy, did he get his ass kicked. And then he crawled to the ring. He was...
So Darby and his thigh-high socks. All right.
Yeah, Darby looking like Hot Topic barfed all over the place.
I had in my notes it literally said like 2010 Hot Topic.
Oh yeah,
I love that. I love 2010 Hot Topic. That's my vibe too.
It was a time. It was a moment.
But dude, he gets thrown around like a rag doll constantly.
he's tough. That dude's tough.
Yeah.
Way underrated on that because he's so tiny, he's deceptive, but he is tough as shit for sure.
Very tough.
All
Terrible,
right.
terrible promo though on Collision.
Let it go.
I will mention it.
Freddie versus Jason, match or showdown of the week. Who y'all got?
Chris.
The Sex Gods.
Chris. Yeah. Well, I was also gonna. Yeah. No, Chris. It's Chris.
I'm going with you, the Sex Gods, and I'll do the hair school too. Who you guys got? Who's your master? Showdown of the week, Joe Bob.
Well, I only saw Collision, but
go from Collision then.
Well,
or just say the Sex Gods because it was great. You can trust us.
I trust you.
All right, the Sex Gods.
The Sex Gods win
because there's nothing on Collision.
Love it.
I thought the best match of the week, ironically enough, was on Collision. I thought Penta and Samoa Joe was probably the best match of the whole week. Not enough to save that absolute dumpster fire of a show, but it was my favorite match.
All right, I'll take it. And that's it. We did our things.
That's it. You guys, so we're going to be at Jamboree recording a live podcast.
Yes, we are.
It's going to be fun.
We used to talk about it and it seemed so far away. Now it's like less than a month away. That's crazy.
Yeah.
It's coming. It's coming like a cannonball, as Miley Cyrus would say.
We had some awesome pod listeners come up to the table. It was awesome.
Oh, cool.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah. Somebody brought some shirts. Our friend Movie Matt wanted to brag me.
Yeah. I saw the tweet. Yeah, I'm so excited.
All right,
I saw the tweet.
We got posted on Insta because he made some great shirts for us. It's so sweet.
I'll do a whole photo shoot one.
Oh, I had a special delivery of more shirts from a fan of the podcast, and they're very cool. I'm going to send it to you guys in the text chain. I meant to do this earlier.
So excited.
This is very
we'll post on
cool.
Instagram.
Yeah.
Yes.
Real quick, let me tell you what it says on the shirts. Talk amongst yourselves while I find it.
Okay.
So how you been?
I've been good. Finally, actually relaxing now that everything in the movie's out. Comic-Con's done, so I'm like taking this time to go out and do things and have a social life.
I just went to Halloween Horror Nights.
I saw. Did you go here or did you go?
Florida? Yeah, Hollywood.
Bitch, I saw that. I was like, oh, she's in Florida, and then I was like,
I
want to go with you.
Let's go again. It was so good.
Okay, I'm down.
Oh, it's so dark now.
You are dark. You're just a shadow.
I don't know if you guys can see this, but it says,
I can't.
Give Steve Brown his shot.
Oh my God.
Steve Brown.
I love that.
Then on the back,
Loved it for a week.
Raggedy Bitch Army.
I love it. We need to make merch. We do need to make merch. Like
our listeners are making it for
what?
us, so we're good.
I want a weekly report on Steve Brown's whereabouts.
Let's fucking get him on the pod. What are we doing? We need to interview.
So I got to give some credit here. This is from Joe Payne on Twitter. And he got us all shirts, so I'll bring him to Jamboree. So
I'm excited.
So super cool.
Thank you everybody for listening. We love you guys.
Yeah, the Raggedy Bitches rep all day, every day. That's all I got, you guys.
Awesome. Well, I guess we'll do this again next week at a random time.
At a random place.
Random
release date.
All have Wi-Fi and be in a stable situation.
Yeah.
You guys, we did it. Joe Bob, thanks so much for joining us again.
Okay, thanks for having me. Yeah.
Namaste, W.
Namaste,
W.
Can't find the record button.